In today's news video, we're going to be talking about Article 13 and how it can and will affect your favorite YouTubers. I'm Andrew Michael, and this is Andrew Michael News. So let's get on with it. So Article 13 was passed earlier this week, and basically what it entails is that if someone uses copyrighted content on the internet, people who use the content but are not taking credit for it, and let's say they post something on Facebook or on YouTube, then they can be blocked, or Facebook or YouTube could be facing a hefty fine. Now the thing is, there's a reason why Facebook and Google will probably not be going the fine route, and that is because there are literally hundreds of thousands of hours of content being uploaded to Facebook and Google almost every single day. And so sometimes they might have copyrighted content, sometimes it doesn't. But the thing is, if someone uses copyrighted content in some fashion, then because Article 13 might be going into effect, then Facebook and Google will probably more likely take down that content and basically block the whole entire video. And what this might mean is that Facebook and Google might then put something into their algorithm that says, if you use copyright content maybe 5 or 7 times, then unfortunately we are going to have to terminate your video. What I'm trying to say here is, anyone who doesn't know about Article 13, basically the way it could affect your favorite YouTuber is if they use music from another person, if they get something from another person that might be, copyrighted or not. Let's say if your favorite YouTuber is a gamer and he uses music in his video, or let's say the video game that he or she is playing might be copyrighted by another company. Well, because of Article 13, if Facebook or YouTube goes through it, maybe the algorithm, if they go through it and they see, oh, that has something to do with copyrighted content, then YouTube and Facebook could then take down the whole entire video and that thing could go down. And if your favorite YouTuber keeps doing it 5, 7 times, then their whole channel is going to basically, be told to say, hey, you've used too much content that has a copyright on it. So unfortunately, because of Article 13, we are going to have to take your channel down because you've been doing it excessively. Now, let's say, well, how exactly do we protect this? How exactly do we keep Article 13 from happening? Well, here's the good news. First of all, Article 13 was just passed. It was not finalized. And I found that out on Philip Defranco's video, which if you haven't seen that one, I am going to link that in the description down below. And basically what he talked about is there were 2 articles that were passed, Article 13 and Article 11. Now, if you don't know what Article 11 is, basically what it's talking about is anything that's content related, that's copyrighted, but is also in the form of a URL or a hypertext. If you use that, then Article 11 will say, then you're going to have to format the title of the URL. So let's say if I post something from, I don't know, let's say Dr. Disrespect. Any video that's owned by Dr. Disrespect. If I were to use that in like a clips video, or if I wanted to clip some of his stuff, instead of just posting URL and the title of his stream, I'm going to have to somehow find a way to format it so that way it would protect me if I use that video in the form of a hypertext. So basically, what Article 13 doesn't do, Article 11 is going to come back and fix that loophole. And so the thing about this is that even if Article 13 and Article 11 are both passed and are both finalized, it probably will not go into effect until like 2019, 2020. So everyone would be affected for the rest of this year. So everyone in 2018, no matter what happens, if Article 13 and Article 11 both get finalized, that process probably won't take place until maybe the 1st of next year. And if that goes into place, maybe then it'll probably go into effect later that year. Who knows? But the whole thing about this is, say if you're on Instagram, and you're probably saying, well, if YouTube goes down and there's a whole lot of people doing this and a whole lot of people blocking, they'll probably go somewhere else. So maybe they'll try Instagram. Well, they can't do that either. Because, see, since Instagram's owned by Facebook, Facebook basically then has the control over the people who use content. So if you don't know about Instagram, there's two kinds of people on there. The first part of people is basically those who make their original content, those that make their own videos, their own photos. Then you have the other half of Instagram where they basically repost other content, basically from other creators. If those original creators have copyrights on their content, then basically they themselves can take down their content. But if Facebook has their own algorithm for Instagram, what this might entail is, since a lot of people might be using the copyrighted content on the other side of Instagram, then what Facebook might say is, if you keep doing copyrighted content, if you keep posting it on your own page, then you will be taken down and your whole account will be deleted. And so that might be bad too. Now, question is, who is not affected by this? Well, people who wouldn't be affected by this are people obviously who aren't using copyrighted content, right? Unfortunately, that's a little bit harder nowadays, and it probably affects me. It basically affects me. Because here's the thing. One, I'm talking about content that's already out there, so by the time I always put up my videos, I could be taken down as well. Especially with the demos. Like, all the demo reviews that I do, they're owned by Nintendo and the people who make the video games. And so, for all video gamers out there, it can affect you too. Because here's the thing, if there's music in the video games, or let's say if there's something in the game that you refer to, then unfortunately that would fall under copyrighted content, especially games with music. Because if there's a game with music in it, then that company, more likely Nintendo or the indie developers who put that in there, are going to have a copyright for it. And if you post that kind of video like I do on YouTube, then Google's going to go through and they're going to say, okay, is this copyrighted content? And more likely the algorithm's going to say, yes, it is. And then Google's going to say, you know what? Sorry, Andrew, I'm going to take down your video. So basically, if this is the case, then I am going to basically have to stop doing Switch demo reviews. I'm going to have to stop doing live streams as well, because most of the games out there today also have copyrights on them. So if I play a video game, but it has a copyright on it, then anything related to that game that's on my channel gets taken down as well. And so if every single video game that I've played on a live stream, and basically a Nintendo game, that's copyrighted as well. So that would also be taken down as well. So this doesn't just affect people who use other people's content. It also affects people who use content from other companies. Now, we are obviously referring to Nintendo, or we're obviously referring to the developers of other games, obviously referring to people who use the music from other people. It all just encompasses everything. Like, everything that you use that's from a big company, guess what? It's probably going to have a copyright for it. And if you're using something that has a copyright for it, I don't know what else to say, but Article 13 and Article 11 are basically going to be the things that keep you from doing what you need to do to basically be entertained. And now the question is, does it affect people on Twitter, since Twitter is neither owned by Facebook or Google? Well, because Article 13 and Article 11 aren't specific on what companies would be affected by this, I think if Article 13 does refer to Facebook and Google alone, then I think Article 11 is probably going to refer to everything. So if you use anyone else's company or anyone else's content, and it has a URL or a hypertext next to that, then you're going to have to find a way to manipulate it to where nothing is going to be copyrighted, especially in the title of the URL that you put next to it. Like, say if I'm on Twitter and I link someone else's live stream, and let's say if they have copyrighted content and I'm promoting someone else's content, then not only would I be taken down because I'm using a URL and I'm using the title of someone else's video, I would be taken down. And the person who uses the other company's content, like say if you're a live streamer, like I said, and you're playing in a Nintendo title, that person's going to be taken down as well. So this basically could affect people who are content creators, because that's mostly all the people that would be affected by this. But it could go even further. So what do we do to keep Article 13 and 11 from being passed? Well, thing is, it can't be done by Americans or anyone else. It can be done by you people in Europe. So if you know anyone in Europe who might be able to vote and basically tell the people in office in Europe to not do this, do it. If you know anyone in your area that is in office right now in Europe that can vote for and against this, tell them, look, we don't want Article 13 or 11 to affect us. This affects us a whole lot. And if you can basically tell people we don't want Article 13 or Article 11, then you will basically be our savior, basically in this case. Because, I mean, there's nowhere else to basically go around this, you know? And so, there was another thing that popped up. Like, when I did a bunch of polls on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, a lot of people wanted me to do Dr. Disrespect. But here's the thing. Had I done that, I don't think I would have been able to get to the point to where what Article 13 is and how important it is that we keep Article 13 from being passed. Because, take Dr. Disrespect, for example. If he uses music that's from another company or from another person, he's going to get taken down. And basically, every stream that he does, every video that he ever does, it's going to get taken down because he's using someone else's music. So that's why I'm saying your favorite YouTubers could get taken down. Your favorite streamers can get taken down. Your favorite person who uses other people's content can get taken down. So, this even goes to some of the celebrities. If they cover someone else's music, they can get taken down as well. So, don't know what else to say, but either one, if it doesn't get passed, we're all safe. If it does get passed, then we better all be using our own original content, and we better make our own music. And I know I'm in music, but I'm not really great at it. I'm a computer science major, so I mean, I'm not really into music anyways. But I'm in band. I've been doing it for 9 years, but I mean, you know, I'm not that creative, so, you know. But anyways, that is today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, make sure you leave a like, and also comment down below. What do you think Article 13 is going to do? What are your thoughts on Article 13 and Article 11? And also, make sure to check out Philip Defranco, because he is the one I watched before I did this video. And he's basically the one that taught me about Article 11. And so, had I not watched that video, I would have only covered Article 13. And I totally forgot Article 11 was even passed. Like, no one even said anything about that. They talked about Article 13, and basically, like I said, Article 13 is going to be affecting a lot of people, including your favorite YouTuber, including me. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you are new, make sure you subscribe, and until next time, I'm Andrew Michael, and I'll see you guys next time. Thumbs up!